Mr. Chincanchan, you mentioned that this bill would make counties less safe. I'll give you an example. My staff and I had an accident on the highway in McMullen County. We called 911, couldn't get help because they said law enforcement officers were chasing a fugitive. So they called nearby Live Oak County. They also were chasing a fugitive. And I asked, this was years ago, I said, was there a bank robbery or what fugitives are they chasing? It was an undocumented worker. So for hours that we were on the highway, we could not get help from law enforcement and never got it because they were chasing an undocumented person who had not committed a crime other than coming into the country illegally. They had committed that crime, but they hadn't robbed or hurt anybody in any way. Is that what you mean by making it less safe? And could you give us examples? And more important, do you have any data regarding how a bill like this could make a county less safe?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't have data with me currently, but I think I'm thinking about this from, I would say, a common sense perspective where, there's an ongoing discourse all across our state about the limited public safety resources that we have. People talking about really high response times, folks not being able to get assistance when they need it. I know that affects our cities. It definitely affects our counties as well. And so when I say this, I'm speaking about it from a perspective of, like Roberto was talking about, our local law enforcement should be helping to solve crimes, helping folks in the community, helping with, community events, doing community policing. And instead, this would force them, not incentivize them, but it would force them because these agreements would be required, right, under undefined consequences to the sheriffs under this bill. But it would force them to then shift their resources from the things that our communities expect our sheriffs and our local law enforcement to work on, what we pay local taxes for, to instead shift their focus to a federal and civil set of priorities. And so when I say making our communities less safe, I'm not just talking about the racial profiling issues. I'm not just talking about the breakdown of trust between law enforcement and immigrant communities. I'm also talking about just a shift of resources from the things that local constituents want their democratically elected sheriffs to work on to now what would be this mandate to focus on federal and civil issues.
Thank you so much.